What up, guys? It's your boy Quake, and I'm back with another history lesson about someone who forever changed the music industry. And this one is also interesting because this changed the whole landscape of the music industry, not just the hip-hop portion. After this artist came out, everything changed in terms of what labels were looking for and where they were looking for their next artist. And if you don't know who I'm talking about Soulja Boy. Tell him.
I mean, when you're a successful person, I feel like people are always gonna have different opinions towards you. You might have people that have nothing but positive love for you and good intentions, or you might have people that just have nothing but negative energy towards you and try to tear you down. So I feel like you're gonna be put in those situations on and off the internet, whether you in the streets or you in school or you at work. You know what I mean? You always gonna have somebody trying to do that.
Mr. Crank That, Mr. Draco, pull out the Draco. Man, recently he's gotten a lot of hate, a lot of flack, and it's warranted. Granted, he's done a lot of stupid things, flashed guns on social media, snitched on himself, talked about a house that he didn't really own, that he acted like he owned, the fight with Chris Brown that never really went through, just a lot of ignorant, dumb things. And before all of this, when he broke through in 2007, he was also getting hated on because he was sort of the flagship rapper for those garbage fast food rappers with no lyrics, no content that really hit in depth or anything like that. And right now, that's Soulja Boy hasn't taken that flack anymore. Lil Yachty's getting that flack now for one of those, crazy bubblegum pop music that makes no sense and that people don't like. But everybody likes a different form of music. You might not like Soulja Boy or Lil Yachty or Lil Uzi Vert, but there is a community that likes them. So I just ignore it. I don't listen to it because it's not my taste, but that isn't for me to say that it's garbage. A lot of people have different opinions, and that's just is what it is. But let's get into the important thing about this video. How did Soulja Boy change the music industry? Well, it's pretty simple. He's the first artist to blow up on the internet. Before, nobody else blew up on the internet. Labels weren't taking the internet serious for artists. So Soulja Boy did a genius thing. He started using the internet to market his music. And before this, really, like I said, there wasn't any labels checking online for music. There really wasn't a main site you could go to get up and coming acts. Like now you have Spotify, you have Apple Music, you have a whole bunch of different platforms where you can find new artists. Back then, you have to remember it was only MySpace, SoundClick, and Facebook. And Facebook was more of a older, college students and stuff like that website. It wasn't really music based or anything related to music. So Soulja Boy decided to go on SoundClick, uploaded beats that he was selling, because you have to remember Soulja Boy was also a producer, not just a rapper. So while selling beats, he decided to upload his music as well. So now he has a fan base where other artists are looking to purchase beats from him. And while those artists go on there to look to buy beats from him, he's also getting fans because they're going on his SoundClick page, looking to buy beats, and then they're clicking on his music as well. Now, this is genius in multiple ways. One, he's making money from his own beats that he's making. And then on top of that, he's promoting his music. So he's killing two birds with one stone here. He also tricked people into downloading his music. Now, how did he do this? Well, back in the early 2000s, there was a thing called Napster and LimeWire. Both of these services were a way to illegally download music. And these two services no longer exist, but these services is what essentially caused the decline in the music industry in terms of album sales and people buying less music, because you could just essentially get the music for free on there. And why would you pay $15 for a CD when you just get it online for free? So Soulja Boy knew that a lot of people were using these services, and he decided to create an account on LimeWire and upload his song. Now, how did people download his song? Because, he's an unknown artist. Why would people go and check for his music? Well, he did a genius thing. What he did was he renamed the song that he uploaded. So he would upload Crank That, which is his song, and he would rename it to whatever the hottest song was at that moment. So let's just say Kanye West dropped Stronger, and somebody wanted that Stronger song off Graduation. Well, people would look up Kanye West Stronger, and when they would click the song, they would get Soulja Boy's song, which was Crank That. Now, this would either get people mad, or they would just listen to the song and see if it's good. And if they liked it, the genius thing that Soulja Boy did again was that in the beginning of the song, he said his name is Soulja Boy Tell Him. So then people would search up Soulja Boy Tell Him and find his music online, and then check out either Crank That or all of his other songs. And this is what catapulted his career, because once this started happening, a lot of people started downloading his music. He became big on SoundClick, and he became so big on SoundClick that he decided to switch over to MySpace, and MySpace sort of started taking over and becoming the hot thing at that moment. So he switched over to MySpace, uploaded Crank That to MySpace, and then it just really, really took off after that. And this caused sort of the first thing to ever happen in the music industry, which was labels looking online for an up-and-coming act in music or an artist. And Soulja Boy was the first one to get labels to be interested online and seeing if they can find any talent. So essentially, Soulja Boy was the first artist to be introduced to the public before the labels were. The public decided, hey, he's a hot artist and we want this guy. And the label was like, okay, so he's popping on the internet. Now we can go ahead and sign him and know for a fact that, hey, he's a good artist.
Man, this dude revolutionized the way music is being heard today, the way music is being presented, and created a whole nother revenue stream for artists who cannot or couldn't break into the music business themselves. He created his own industry, and millions of songs later, millions of downloads later, millions of records sold later, millions made through production and through touring and through merchandising and just through even from marketing and even controversy. He made money from.
And once this finally happened and people could take artists on the internet seriously and that you could actually make a profit off the internet, it sort of started a whole wave of just labels, executives, A&Rs looking online, seeing if they can find the next thing, which then birthed Justin Bieber, Lil Yachty, Future, whoever that came after 2007. It just birthed a whole generation of artists blowing up off the internet. Sort of the internet became something very serious now. Labels aren't just joking around about it like before. They wouldn't care if you had 10,000 plays or a million plays here and there because they want to see it transitioning into real life. But Soulja Boy proved everyone, hey, you can make money on the internet and you can become hot. And eventually you can translate that into real life where you can do concerts, get money, and labels will come to you instead of having you to beg for labels. Because you got to remember, before Soulja Boy did this, you would have to create a demo or create a mixtape or create an EP and go to record labels and just submit them. Now you don't have to do that anymore. You just upload a song online and labels come looking after you after you build a fan base and become hot. So Soulja Boy was the first one to really execute this, and he didn't have a blueprint to go off of. You have to remember that. So that's why you got to give him even more respect, because nobody previously had done this. So Soulja Boy just had to sort of wing it and hope that this would work, and it did. And now everybody can follow his blueprint or follow anybody else's blueprint that came after Soulja Boy. So whether you dislike his music or you hate him as a person, whatever it is, you have to respect the fact that he knew how to get his music out there, even if it was tricking people, even whatever the case was. It wasn't, he didn't go spamming people in comments. He didn't go to record labels asking, oh, can you please give me a record deal? No, he said, listen, I don't need these labels. They'll come to me once I establish a buzz on the internet, and I can prove to them that internet buzz translates into real life buzz. Now, you could argue that Soulja Boy birthed something that is bad and something that is good. The bad thing is, when Soulja Boy blew up off the internet, labels were starting to look for artists only on the internet and not really accepting demos, because they were sort of being like, hey, if he's not popping online, this guy's not good and probably not profitable. So a lot of probably very talented artists got turned down and just didn't know how to execute online. So that sucks. I mean, if you weren't popping online, people weren't really, artists or labels weren't really checking for you. So that's another negative thing. Another negative thing out of it was that it created this whole cesspool of a bunch of troll rappers and artists that aren't taking the music craft seriously and doing it just to get attention or quick fame. And you've seen that time in and out, especially when Vine was blowing up. A lot of like parody songs and just stupid songs that, you know, made the music industry a lot worse and just a lot more cornier. But the good thing, and this really outweighs two of those bad things, the good thing is that we no longer have to wait. Artists or people in general no longer have to wait for labels to come and present us with an artist. We can go online and find the talent that we want. Whatever we like to listen to, we can have access to and we can find. And this also makes it greater for the artist because the label comes to them now. It's not the artist going to the label. And when the label comes to you, you can ask for more money and you can be more profitable, because let's be real, music isn't selling like it was. So if the artist can get more money, that's always a great thing. And we dictate the culture now. Labels can't tell us what to listen to and what to like. We don't listen to the radio as much as we used to. And yeah, so it just overall it created a lot more positives than it did negatives. I mean, if you don't want to listen to the garbage music that's coming out, you don't have to listen to it. You can look and search for better music, and labels will now respect artists that are blown up on the internet. So whether you dislike or like Soulja Boy, you still got to give the man his props, because before him, there was no blueprint to follow. He created the blueprint, and everyone followed after. I mean,
because he's been out there just as far as like social media and the internet, like he really pioneered all of that, you know.
I mean, this birthed a lot of artists. Now labels were taking artists online very, very seriously, because Soulja Boy blew up in 2007. J. Cole started gaining hype in 2008. Kendrick in 2009, and a bunch of other artists, Future, whatever, whoever, Justin Bieber, whoever it was because of Soulja Boy. When he became big online, labels were like, okay, let's take the internet more serious, because this kid clearly proved that, hey, this internet thing is real. So yeah, leave a comment below, man. Who do you guys want me to do a video on next? I did 50 Cent, I did Master P, I just now did Soulja Boy. I saw a few comments about Eazy-E, Lupe Fiasco, Ja Rule. So whoever you guys want me to do next, let me know. I'll definitely look into it. Granted, these videos take time because you have to do a lot of research and you have to find good video clips. And sometimes I can't use certain video clips because of copyright issues. So there'll be people in the comments being like, oh, you should have used this clip or this. But, you know, I upload the video in private, I wait, and if it's copyrighted, I have to take it down again, and then I have to re-edit the video and find different clips. So it takes some time, but you know, the response has been great, so it's definitely worth it. So yeah, leave a comment below, let me know what you guys think. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.